yet when I look at our stories, our job postings, our messaging, it's so much focused on the head. Benefits, location, these are all head things. Not enough on the heart. So I'll give you some examples as inspiration. So I know the guy who's the brand manager for the Marriott, global brand manager. He told me they're in the middle of a 15-year brand strategy campaign. 15 years. He's 7 years into a 15-year plan. Imagine having a 15-day plan. It's a 15-year plan. And what Marriott has decided is they're not in the shower business or the bed business. They're in the memorable moments business. So, sitting at the Ritz-Carlton, you've got your Chardonnay, you're with me here, you're with someone you care about, sitting by the pool, and you look at that person and you say, isn't this great? It helped you create a memorable moment. So I'll give you another example, because a lot of the other hotels are getting into this. Hilton even had used the same word, Hilton Moments, was on my bed. This I thought was just totally crazy. Pillow menu. Anyone staying, maybe this is my room, I have a pillow menu. I can get a multi-relax pillow. I didn't know there were so many ways to relax. I should find out from this pillow, but there's more. There's a soap menu. I can get soaps. I can get basil. I don't even really know what that is, but I can get it. And I can get other things. This is not rational. This is not logical. No analyst said, you know what we really need? We really need a soap menu. That is the key. This is about an emotional experience. This is about saying, I'm going to have some luxury in my life. I'm going to have a moment of luxury. So that is a great experience. I'll share one other great experience. I think it's a great experience. So anyone flown Singapore Airlines? A few people. So you probably have a Singapore Airlines story. I'll tell mine. Their whole thing about their brand, living their brand, is about great customer service. So I was flying Singapore, started in the States, flew through Heathrow, was on American Airlines for the first part. Hope American Airlines is not in the room. They were late. I had to rush out of that gate, run through, this is pre-9/11, so security was a little easier. I ran all the way over to the Singapore Airlines terminal. There were a few of us running together. Singapore Airlines held the flight for a couple minutes for us. That was the first wow moment. Get in our seats, made it, fly to Singapore. As I expected, my luggage did not make the run with me. Luggage does not show up. So I sit down at the chair next to this nice lady who's helping me fill out my luggage form. She pulls out of her desk a leather CD case and says, here's a gift for you. I'm sorry we lost your luggage. And I said, you didn't lose my luggage. It was American Airlines. They were late. Please take this. And then she opens up her drawer. I'm not kidding you. She pulls out $100. And I'm thinking, I don't need a loan. I've got money. She said, no. This is a gift too. Buy yourself some clothes and some things. And in Singapore, you can buy a lot for $100. And I said, you gotta be kidding me. She said, no, I'm so sorry. Please take this money. Please take this gift. We'll have your luggage to your hotel room as soon as it comes. So I'm going to tie that back. What are the odds that your hiring manager is 5 minutes late, is close up to the candidate and says, you know what, I'm sorry. That is wrong. What are the odds? Probably not good. We need to be better at this. Last point here is storytelling. It takes two things to be a great storyteller. It's not complicated. It's not a hidden agenda. You need a story, and you need a teller. And I can tell you, most people I meet, when I say, and if I was going to embarrass some people and try to see if I can get people to be a storyteller, but for the sake of time and for the sake of dignity, I won't bother with that. But I hear people say, I've got the best company, I've got this great story, and they say, oh, tell it to me. And I'm thinking it's going to take like 2 minutes. And then they kind of ramble around, and they don't really get to the point. I'm like, wow, that's the best you got? That's not really it. And I think it's because people don't put enough energy. It takes a lot of work to create a great story. And it takes a lot of practice to be a great teller. And I think we could all get better at that. So that's where I think marketing can help. Last competency model I'll talk about is product evangelism. So I've also done this. You have to be optimistic. You have to believe. And you have to be charismatic. You got to get others to believe. You got to create a movement. So earlier today, Jennifer was talking about putting in a new applicant tracking system. Oh, I do. So if Jennifer believed, as it was just one person, they'd say, you're a crazy person, and probably no one would follow. But if Jennifer got 2 people to believe, and then you got 2 people who are crazy, probably shoot both of them. If you get 3 people to believe, 3 people, now that's a movement.
This is about how it started, too.
So I think that's what people, picking the technology is the start of the journey. And so many people think it's the end of the journey. And it's really hard. It's really hard to change a global company's culture. It's 4 steps. Number 1, agree on the basic step strategy. Here's mine. Doesn't have to be yours. See if it makes sense. Plan. I need to know what I need to hire for. I need to know what jobs I need. Second, source. I find qualified people. Assess. Pick the best ones. Close. Hire the good ones. And turn down those that are less good in a nice way, because we care about the brand. And then onboard and make productive those that you hire. So let's test this. Is there anyone here who, let's see, hires people and then decides if they're any good? Change, it has a different order. No? How about assesses and then somehow finds them after they've assessed them? No? See, I think that this can be aggregated at a high level, at a framework level. I think that this stuff's fairly universal. I've been in Madrid, I've been in Buenos Aires, I've been on most continents, and I've done recruiting in most continents. And my experience is it's kind of the same stuff at a high level. Second strategy is to create milestones and agree on them universally throughout your leadership team. So, for example, let's say that you were recruiting salespeople in Singapore, and you had a commonly agreed definition of when you're done assessing if they're qualified. But then you don't need them in Singapore. You need them in Malaysia. And these people will go to Malaysia. Does your recruiting team have to go through these first steps over again, or trust that this commitment has been made and they can move on from that step? That's what I mean by having clearly defined, agreed on milestones. That's a hard thing to do, but worth the effort. 3, okay, this is where the differences come in. There are differences. This is the point where we introduce differences. Now, some people might assess by interviews. Some people might assess, some countries might be popular to assess through assessment centers. I don't know, some people might throw darts. Different people are going to have different ways of doing each of these phases. But I think it's possible to agree on phases. It's possible to agree on milestones. And it's possible to allow for variation between the milestones. It's worked for me. Interested to see if you guys think it can work. And then last thing I encourage people to do, review these milestones on an annual basis. You might decide, you know, the technology today, social networking, sourcing and assessing, they're so interconnected. I'm going